welcome everyone to the new year, to 2022. The end of one year and the beginning of the new year, right? So it is really time. It's a time of the year when we reflect on the year that's passed. And there's a lot to reflect on. But specifically, I'm going to talk about data and decision and how we choose to make a decision, how we decide what we've purchased in our business. Some people are masters at inventory and inventory control. And those might be the customers or the clients that have been with Peter Stone Jewelry, magic symbols for 5, 10, 15, 25 years. Okay, we have many customers who have been with us for a long time. And there's a reason for that. They're making money. They understand the value in value. They understand the downside of buying on price only. If you buy on price only, you have a year-end inventory that clearly, I will tell you, clearly reflects your purchases. So my name is Peter Stone. I'm the owner, founder, creator of Peter Stone Jewelry, Dive Silver Jewelry, Just Like Silver Jewelry, Magic Symbols Jewelry, and Breezy Stone. A lot of creativity. And I can tell you, I've tried everything there is to try. Maybe a few things I haven't. I'm sure I missed plenty. But I have tried a majority of about everything, trying to follow the trend, like what's hot now and jumping into that because everybody else is there. Mistake. I listened to some people, try this, try that, and it failed. And I don't feel good about it, but I listen to other people and I'm kind of iffy and they have an idea, or I like the idea and I jump on it and it's a success. So success comes in all different ways, but there is one common denominator, and that is value. Price versus value. There's a PDF. I will have my team upload the PDF of price versus value. Now, just hold on 1 second because it's worth reading. And I don't plan my webinars at all other than the topic, because I know I have all the experience. I don't have written notes here at all. I do have some books. This is backwards on Instagram, but on the other platforms or some platforms. This is a book that I read, 30 years ago, 25 years ago, probably 30, Designing Your Own Destiny. And it just was staring me in the face because I go through my books every now and then on my bookshelf that's behind me and a whole bunch of other ones. And books will just jump out. And for whatever reason, they talk to us. Excuse me, I don't know if that happens to you. It happens to me all the time. I'll have a book for 5 or 10 years. I haven't opened it, and boom, I look right at it, I pull it out, and I open it to the page that gives me the most power. It's always worked that way. I read that whole book before, maybe a couple times. And back in the dark days of getting my head back together the best I could. And then what I found out is that you're just a crazy entrepreneur, Peter, anyway. So you're limited to how much capacity you can have to be grounded. So I accepted that. I accepted it. I'm just me, kind of a crazy guy that travels, loves to travel. And so let's get back to the subject. Price versus value. Hold on, please. I'm going to get some important document. Just hold on. Yes, indeed. Where is it? But my team will post this. You can download it. It's online. Let me see which catalog has it. Hold on. Is it here? Here it is. This is it. And I apologize for my inexperience in marketing. So this can be found. You can find this quote online by John Ruskin. And I came across this. It's my mindset. It's Peter Stone's core value. Yes, this all leads to inventory, believe me, when I'm done. And I put it in more than one catalog, okay? So any of you out there that have any of the beautiful Peter Stone catalogs will have seen some of the quotes. This is a more mainstream, mainline catalog we've got thousands of designs, but they're timeless and beautiful. So let me get to the message. This is the core for any business. If you're not in the jewelry business, you want to start jewelry business, we'll help you. If you want to add drop shipping to another business, we'll help you. If you want to be an affiliate, you love Peter Stone Jewelry, we'll help you. You can make your business any level that you want, fully involved with inventory and maximizing your profit, or a side hustle or a side income making money from an affiliate or a dropship program. So this is maybe easier to read, okay? But I'm going to read it and it'll be posted. Price versus value, John Ruskin, an English philosopher. And I'm going to read it because it's the new year and it's time to take time to reflect. We're all in business, have to do an inventory at the year end. If you're not in business, this is a business lesson. You'll have to count your jewelry and know what inventory you have in stock. So this is the Peter Stone. I've adopted this a long time ago. The Peter Stone philosophy of quality and value. And people say, well, Peter, your jewelry is more expensive than most. I go, yes, of course. It takes more effort. Is a Mercedes-Benz, a Tesla, more expensive than a Ford Focus or a Fiat? Is it more? Of course it is. You've got better quality, better craftsmanship and craftswomanship and craftspersonship, if that matters. It's a term and it's a business term. And it's okay. So please don't get hung up on the stuff. Let's get to work, and you're going to do your inventory. You're going to find out, oh my God, I bought this. I was trying to save money. And why do I have so much inventory left? Well, there was a guy in northern Florida in a flea market back in the early 90s, and I sold him $3,800 worth of cash and carry. He got a big discount. And it was cash and carry back in the day. When I showed up to his house, we went through the jewelry until 2 a.m. He bought a lot, paid me cash. Then we moved on, and I came back in August, and all of his jewelry was gone but 2 rings. Then I excitedly went and grabbed my inventory so he could buy more. And I came back, he couldn't finish. And I came back with all these bags of jewelry. He says, Peter, you don't understand. I go, what do you mean? He says, I took all the profits and I bought all of this cheap jewelry. I couldn't resist. There were trays of rings. They were so inexpensive. Well, there's a reason for that. There's a reason that price is low. You're supporting slave labor, maybe in China or India. You are getting jewelry that is not really sterling silver. You may have toxic metals in there. You may get silver, but you're getting toxic alloys, which are cheaper than other alloys. You may be getting silver plated jewelry. You may be getting silver jewelry, but it has to be made slave labor in order to get cheap. I'm letting you know these are true. I came to Thailand and I've been living here since 1987. I have seen it all. I've traveled to over 101 countries. I don't care what you read. I've been there firsthand. I've seen it. I've experienced it. And some of it's really sad. Really sad. And I made sure my team making jewelry here would never, ever live in those conditions. And there's a price for that. In China, the government supports everything. And at the end of the year, they say, oh, you made big money, so I'm going to give you a profit. And you did this, you didn't make as much money, I'll give you a little bit of profit. So the profit is paid from the government, not from the jewelry. So you're supporting something that is really lame, and it does a disservice to the world. Oh, you think you're getting it cheap? Yeah, well, it'll fall apart. There's a lot of reasons you do not want that. I have core values, just like price versus values. I have value for people and life, and I care about them. And I could have a lot more money in the bank if I worked on price only. And it's not about having the money in the bank. I like money in the bank. And I like gold and silver and gemstones. And I like living nice, but not at the cost of somebody else's demise. Never. We have this is part one of the Peter Stone. This is the business philosophy of making money. Okay. There's another, and I will have my team post that PDF. Back in 2003 or 4, my team had produced so much jewelry. We had 165 people, and I take them on a tour. They have fire safety drills. They have going to the doctors and getting physicals every year, so they're protected. We care. We care. Some people don't care. If you don't care, you should listen and start caring. If you're one of them, I'm here to help you, convert you to a careless person, to a careful person, to care for the world, because right now the world needs more caring people. You can do that through every action, every moment of every day, and through the jewelry and the business that you do. Talking it, I see these people like Me Too, or these companies that have been doing business for 70 years. All of a sudden, they're treating their employees really well. All of a sudden, they're hiring this type of person. All of a sudden, they're doing this because it's Me Too. Well, Peter Stone has been doing this from the core day one. I have lived to respect people for what they do, and this all has everything you can imagine to do with price. Price. Money is a form of energy. Money is a form of respect, and people just treat it like that's why they have an empty life, because they don't do things that fulfill their needs inside. They don't even know it. And they got all this maybe they do, maybe they don't, or maybe they're trying. And the goal needs to be rich and value packed. So I have a poster you see behind me, and there's a fan in front of it because we like to be environmentally friendly. So let me just read that before I read this. And yes, this is taking a while, but this is life. This is life force. And this is the energy that goes into Peter Stone jewelry. And this is the value, complete value of the entire Peter Stone team, myself, and the metal that you get, the precious metal that you're investing in. Every piece matters. So, the Peter Stone philosophy. Everyone who touches a piece of Peter Stone jewelry, from the maker to the wearer and everyone in between, must benefit. Must benefit a little bit or a lot. There's people who get a piece of jewelry, I put it on, and oh my gosh, I put on that bracelet. I have a letter from 1997. I put on this bracelet, handwritten letter. Peter, I felt this tingle up my arm. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And I'm like, just doing what I love to do and putting the positivity in everything, in everyone that I do. My general manager here in Thailand said, Peter, why are you always smiling? And the logo in Thailand is Thailand, the land of smiles. So I asked my general manager, well, isn't this the land of smiles? You should know that more than I. So, the prosperity poster behind me is about money, but it's about the energy of money. And I really love the guy who did this. I don't know if you can still get this poster, but it's not my poster. But I love it so much, I bought like 10 of them. And so what it says is, money flows to me easily and effortlessly. Every dollar I spend comes back to me, and I say mega multiplied. Because you're investing in things. You can't try to get something cheap and make money with it because its energy is not it's not multiplied properly. People do not see the value in that jewelry because everybody's got it, and it's just cheap, and it's made with energy that will not serve you. I'm telling you, I know this, and you probably know it too by some of the jewelry you've gotten. And I'm not saying everyone here is there, but I'm addressing every possibility that I can think of. Not every possibility that I know, but things that are coming to mind. And yes, this training will be a little bit longer, and it's about bonus. And I want to share my core values so you can possibly identify. Some of you are already there, and you know that this is how you grow a business, through value, not the cheapest price. So let's continue. Money flows to me easily and effortlessly is the first line underneath that money on the wall. Every dollar I spend comes back to me mega multiplied, whether I'm paying a bill or whatever. People want to delay and they don't want to keep their cash moving. That's the energy of helping the world. You've got to keep the cash flowing. If you try to hold on to it, you will fail because you're not putting cash flow into the economy. It's simple. You hold on to it, there's nothing to flow around, right? You think you got to do this. I watched vendors on the street 25 years ago when I first came to Thailand. Two people that were standing next to each other. It looks like they hated each other. Unfortunately, they had a Chinese background. They were Thai Chinese. It's sad. And they were like cat and dog. I mean, worse. They were like, I don't know, lions fighting. And like they didn't, like there wasn't enough money in the world is my point. And I'm like, this is a lack mindset. You must adopt the abundance mindset. Go throw in my article. I will have that posted. My philosophy: you go to the field and throw a handful of seeds that are fertile, and you come back, and there's more than you could ever eat yourself. So you have to give some of it away. Don't you? You do, because you can't eat it all. You could hoard it and let it spoil. No. So that's where every dollar I spend comes back mega multiplied. Because when I give, I get. But by giving is not the reason, is not, oh, let me see how much I'm going to get back. No, the reason is give. I have another a handwritten that I wrote back in 1982 about giving. Giving. If you don't have money to give a flower. If you don't have a flower to give a smile. Give good energy. Give, and you shall receive. Do not have a mind of lack. And that's where price comes in, where you lack the confidence and you're fearful that you're going to pay too much. Oh my God, what's going to happen? I mean, you got to break. And I talk about this at the Peter Stone Jewelry Institute. Mind management. Valuable, valuable. Not just manage your mind, making money while you're managing my mind, yes, and your mind. Okay. So let's go to the next step. It is, I give my money freely and generously for the good of others. So I have made agreements with other people, and some things changed, and I lost money because I shook a person's hand and said, this is what I'm going to do. Or I told them verbally, my word, you could say, as the saying goes, is my wand. And sometimes it goes beyond the point that it's beyond my control. Well, that's a different story. But when I say something, I mean it. And that's that. And there are so many people in the world that just talk shit, excuse me, but they're out there and they're talking it and rolling it and living in it, and apologize for that, but it is stuff that it's so, how do people get there? How do people get in that mindset? Because the world is filled with greatness and beauty and caring and love, but a couple of sour apples come along and make it uncomfortable for the rest of us. So we have to do our job, believing and promoting abundance of love, peace, happiness, spiritual caring, loving. Okay. And this comes through when you spend your money, right? I give my money freely and generously for the good of others. And I add, and myself. It's not just for other people. I'm doing this for myself, my family, my friends. I do this for me too, right? So this is the human element. Is it's people call it a form of greed. Well, if it is, so be it. But it's not the negative side. It's the human side that we need. And we have to have that, or we can't have our business. So that's that. But we can give freely and not be afraid to give. So I had a birthday party here in 1993, and the maid in my house, and the company was in the house. I never forget it. My team, and a lot of them are still with us today. I had my birthday party, and they all brought me gifts, and they didn't have much money. And the maid lived along a clong, which is a little river, in a shanty. It was a shanty. She was very poor. And people are people, you gotta love people and you gotta respect them. No matter what level they live at in life, you have to respect people. You have to. And if you don't, well, try to learn how to do that, okay? Respect people. In the depth of every person is love, caring, and kindness. But we have to get past the defenses that come up in front of everyone. including myself. It shows from time to time. We're human, but we got to go deeper. And we have to give. And don't give from fear, give from kindness. Help people along and create a smile. So then what's next? I have faith in God and believe in myself. Faith in the universe, faith in something bigger than me. If it's not God, it's the universe. Whatever your belief is, I'm not telling you what to believe, but I'm telling you to have faith. You got to have faith in something bigger out there, that something bigger that's always there. You can, the archangels, like a general manager said to me, Peter, I don't know what, you got an angel on your shoulder. Because we didn't have any money for the payroll yesterday. And today this check came in and we have money for the payroll. I said, yes. Must be. I don't know. And I had this poster for like 8 years before that. So you have faith in God or a higher power or whatever it is. And believe in yourself, right? So I love what I do, love what you do, or just don't do it. Find that passion. Sometimes we know we want to do something and we're not on fire and we have to work at it harder, harder, harder. And that passion starts to burn, that fire, that internal glow starts to burn. And then you realize, I'm doing what I love. Then I am happy, healthy, I say free, prosperous, energized, and excited about life. Then I am in love with life and at peace. No fear, cancel that fear stuff. Yeah, I feel fear, but feel the fear and do it anyway, because when you have the faith, you know that fear is to excite you and get the best part of you going. And you make it happen with that fear. Engage the fear and turn that into a fuel tank. Turn it into jet fuel. Your fear, just convert that and burn it up, baby, and get your fear on fire. And engage it and say, another challenge. I can't wait to figure it out. That's my philosophy for the last 35 years. Give it to me. Let me have it. Oh my God, I got beat down. I read books. That one little book I just showed you. I've read all kinds of books. I got books up there that will on prosperity, on faith, on just keep doing it no matter how low and how down you get. Just keep going. Just keep going. That's it. You gotta keep going no matter what happens. Because when you keep going, the universe answers, and the universe shows up with some cool people to help you along your journey. And because you don't quit, when you don't quit, you're sending a message to the universe that well, look at this guy's not quitting. This girl's not quitting. This person's not quitting. They need my help. So the universe starts to provide you. People show up, things show up. There's always parking. Life gets better. Solutions start to happen because you didn't quit. Because you did not. I know this. I have gone through, and my company has gone through, like everybody, but we've been in business for 35 years. So we know this is tough. Now, I'm in love with life and at peace. I live in the present, remember the past, and have faith in the future. So all of these things I live by, and my lunch has just been delivered here. Just in case you want to know what I've got. Some guy who is healthy told me, eat quail, eat eggs, eat 4 eggs a day, and see what happens. I'm like, okay, I'll do it. He's a very healthy guy and he had good information. So I listen to smart people all the way up until today. I keep learning, learning, learning. And that's why I'm asking you to come here and take off the blinders if you have them. Say, oh, I know this and I saw this there. I saw this there. I saw this there. Yeah. Who is your resource of information? I used to look up to see the bottom. It sucked so bad to see the bottom. So bad. Things were so dark and so challenging. But there was a little flame that burned. And I ignited it. And you can too if you're there. And no matter what level you're at, we're going to get now to price versus value. So that's the money. So don't be fearful about money when you use it and when you expect the best to happen, it will. So you have to start expecting. You don't say, oh my God, that costs $1 more. I want to buy the cheap thing. Now you just lost $10. Okay. And your cash gets tied up. When your inventory sits in your warehouse month after month, you're losing a lot of money, even after you have to sell it at cost or below cost. That cash stopped, will not grow. So that's why I'm talking about the inventory at the year-end inventory, right? You will prosper when you have very little inventory at the end of the year. You got to buy the right stuff. So I'm going to read this. It'll be posted. It is unwise to pay too much, but it is worse to pay too little. When you pay too much, you lose a little money. That's all. When you pay too little, sometimes you lose everything because the thing you bought was incapable of doing the thing it was supposed to. Supposed to do are the exact words. The common law of business balance prohibits paying a little and getting a lot. The common, where is it? Let's see right. The common law of business balance prohibits paying a little and getting a lot. It cannot be done. If you deal with the lowest bidder, it is well to add something for the risk you run. And if you do that, you will have enough to pay for something better. If you deal with the lowest bidder, it is well to add something for the risk you run. And if you do that, you will have enough to pay for something better. Now, I ask you to look at your inventory if you're in business and evaluate that inventory. Evaluate your thinking about what you bought, why you bought it, when you bought it, how you bought it, who you bought it from, and were they the kind of people that you want to do business with. And I'm going to leave that here right now because there's nothing left to say at the moment. But I'm doing this bonus webinar every week in this month of January because it is the inventory month. And I want to make you feel some pain with what you've got there for inventory if you are the person or the company that buys on price alone and you're having struggles with your business and you wonder why. I have the answers. I know the answers. It's not always easy, but I have answers. And the answers, one of them, this is it, crystal clear. That's why I put it in all these catalogs. Like I didn't put it in one catalog. There's a bunch of other catalogs that I put it in. Why? I want people to know. When they start thinking, oh, well, I get the same thing over here for $1 cheaper or $2 cheaper. It's not the same thing. I can promise you that. I can promise you. So that's my Peter Stone 5-star promise. We're here to give you nothing but the best and the best value we can give you. Thank you. And I will see you next week. I'll be here on and off because I'm going to be talking about this. And I want to help you because it takes some time. We don't hear it. We're not ready to hear. And we need to get a little bit of, like, I had a video where I had to get out the hammers. Do I need a steel hammer or a jeweler's hammer? It's a little softer. And some of us, including myself in the beginning, I need to be hit over the head sometimes for certain things that I made business mistakes. And when someone suggests something to me who has already done it, I'll take their advice and I'll try it at least. At least I will try someone's advice who's successful and has a track record. I will do it. No questions asked. Because I look at the person, I look at the business, I look at what they've done, and I say, wow, this person must know what they're doing. Let me try it. Maybe it'll work for me. Well, it did, because a lot of people guided me. I didn't do just this on my own. I listen, but listen to the winners and listen to the people that know and have the experience. Don't just listen to anybody who wants to sell you. I mean, some of the videos people want me to go on TikTok. I said, no. I said, some of the videos that people have trying to teach you how to cut an avocado to get the green off never mind. Not very value picked. Just make sure you spend your time wisely and make 2022 your best year yet. I'll see you later. This is a long video, but thanks for hanging with me because it's worth it. See ya.